listening to Jim and Mike Talk. Recording at the, did you say?
7
Studios in beautiful Washington, New Jersey. And now, here are your hosts, Jim and Mike.
This is Jim.
Hey, and this is Mike. Good day to you.
Good day.
So we got a good show coming up here. Jim, what is the main event today?
Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects, and that is beer.
Beer.
Who doesn't like beer? Well, I'm sure there's some people that don't like beer.
Yeah.
But that's our main topic. But we're going to start off with
America's Top 10, 50 years ago.
So this was the week of March 14th,
Yeah,
1970.
good.
We're going to go over the top 10 from that week.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to start with number 10, I think.
Yeah, that's good. Now, this is radio play. This is back when things were just on the airwaves and not through all the other media that we have today.
Streaming or downloading. This was also, I'm pretty sure, sales, record singles sales.
Okay.
I don't know how they tabulated the top 10.
Right, so you got record sales and you got playing, and the radio stations weren't giant conglomerates as they are today. It would be doing their own thing and playing what they thought was the best music at the time.
Yeah, and you would basically, hear a song on the radio and go search it out at your record store.
Yeah, maybe put a request in by phone, right, to the radio station, and they would do that for a while. I recall that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you could very well go into the record store and they could be sold out
Yeah.
of the single, and you'd have to wait.
Yeah, get lucky.
So
So what do we got? We got 10?
Yeah, number 10, we have "Didn't I Blow Your Mind This Time"
Wow.
by the Delphonics.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming in at number 10, and they're actually dropping. They dropped this week from number 8.
Mm-hmm.
We have a new entry at number 9, which is "ABC" by the Jackson 5.
That's right.
Number 8 is "Mob." I never heard this song. "Ma Belle Amy," A-M-I-E.
Wow.
By T-Set, and it's T-E-E.
T-Set.
Never heard of,
as in
and I
golf.
don't know if anyone's ever heard of them since.
Yeah, I
But
think
they actually were at number 6 the
and then,
week before.
And it went on down from there,
Yeah,
right?
number 8.
Mm-hmm.
Now this song, number 7 is "He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother"
That's right.
by the Hollies.
Mm-hmm.
Now that goes up to number 7 from number 10.
Yeah.
I sound like Casey Kasem.
Hey.
This is America's Top 40. At number 6.
The next one's going to get you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
"Instant Karma"
Yeah.
and "We All Shine On" in parentheses there.
Right. And that's not the Beatles.
That is Lennon and the Lennon Ono with the Plastic Ono Band.
Yes. Yoko herself.
Yes,
Right.
and that's at number 6. That was number 4, so that actually dropped. And that's kind of ironic because the Beatles this is 1970. I think the Beatles were pretty much over. And so this must have been John Lennon's, solo, or maybe it was the Plastic Ono Band album on the charts here.
Mm-hmm.
And that was number, I think I said that, number 4 the week before. But
Yeah.
number 5 is "Rainy Night in Georgia."
No, just wait. See if our audience could guess "Rainy Night in Georgia." If they, just give them a second there to see if they can remember who sang that. No, I'm kidding because I have no idea who that is.
And you all notice it was Brooke Benton.
Of course,
Brooke
yes,
Benton.
Yeah. Everybody knows. It's a
and he
household name.
And he went up to number 2 the week before. And let's see, number 4 is "Give Me Just a Little More Time."
Mm-hmm.
Now I know this song, but I did not know the band. Chairman of the Board.
Chairman of the Board.
So they were possibly one-hit wonder.
Yeah. On Jeopardy, you would lose that. What is Chairman of the Board?
Yeah, who sang "Give Me Just a Little More Time"? And,
yes, Alex, what is Chairman of the Board?
Alex, hum a few bars, can you, for me? And then, but you still won't know the band.
Yeah.
They were number 3 the week before. And let's see.
Coming in at number 3?
Number 3 is "The Rapper" by the Jaggers.
Jaggers with a Z on the end.
Maybe
Jaggers.
that was Mick Jagger's family band.
Yeah, could be.
With
like
the Z at the end.
Like the Jacksons and the Jaggers.
So they were up from
Carters.
number 5. And then...
Number 1.
Wait, we're at number 2.
Oh.
Number 2, a song called "Let It Be" by a little-known band called the Beatles.
Oh, little-known band out of England.
Now, they went from... They were at number 9 and then jumped to 2.
On its way up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And our number 1 song, "Bridge Over Troubled Water" by Simon and Garfunkel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the week of March 14th.
Now I'm noticing something. Just want to comment just once at the end here. Bridge Over Troubled Water and Let It Be, both very introspective, slow songs.
Yeah.
I mean, look at both of the top, number 1 and number 2 at the time. You don't have that slow tempo, that solemn of songs anymore. Yeah.
And I think most of these songs, ABC actually, I think is kind of upbeat. I think all of these songs are kind of slow.
Right. That's
People
interesting.
were a lot slower back then in
Yeah.
1970. They just kind of took their time a little bit more. You know, there was no
multitasking.
yeah, there was no internet and Facebook and all that. And
Yeah. So Jim, what I have next here is
This month in music history.
so we chose this one day, and that is the 14th of March. And I'm going to be reading something here from 1968. So
wait, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Mine says the 15th. I don't know how I got this one.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So I'm doing.
Well, you do the 14th.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
14, 15. But
Okay.
you know, we're looking at mid-March, 1968. The promotional film for Lady Madonna was broadcast in black and white on Top of the Pops on UK television. Okay, so the video portion of the film clip was shot while the Beatles were performing the song "Hey Bulldog."
Huh.
But Lady Madonna audio track was paired with the video for its promo release. That's really bizarre. So you've got the video out there, but when they recorded it, they were playing "Hey Bulldog" for the acting part, acting out the video and such. So very strange, but they were strange times for the Beatles.
Okay, mine's from March 15th, 1955. Elvis Presley signed a management contract with Colonel Tom Parker.
The Colonel.
So that would probably be his first contract, I would say. Parker had previously managed the Great Parker Pony Circus. And one of the acts being
It's crazy.
troupe of dancing chickens.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, he gave it his own name.
Yeah.
And then he signed Elvis, and of course that was his,
Now we don't all know Elvis, but was it truly a troupe of dancing chickens? Was it really? I mean, that's just we gotta follow up on that one possibly.
I don't know how chickens
Yeah,
dance,
I don't know.
but he was, I guess that, and then he went on to Elvis.
Yeah.
From the dancing chickens.
Yeah. Progress, definitely
Yes,
progress.
yes.
We're going to do another one here. Looking at the mid-March, that's what we're focusing on. Jumping ahead a few decades, 4 decades actually from yours. And on this day, in 1991, REM played the first of 2 nights at London's Borderline Club. And this is after they're already popular here, because this is 1991. And they went under the name Bingo Handjob. So I dare you to say that. I dare you to say that without laughing. The group were in the UK promoting their 7th studio album, Out of Time, and their current single, wait for it, try and guess it, Losing My Religion.
Okay.
Interesting. Bingo Handjob.
Okay, my next one is from March 15th, 1969. During a Scandinavian, I can't talk. Okay, we'll edit that out. During a Scandinavian tour, Led Zeppelin played 2 shows in one day. The first was at Teens Club Box 45 at Gladsaxe, Denmark, and the second at the Brøndby Pop Club in Nordregard, Denmark.
Wow.
2 shows in one day. And that was, 69, so that was in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And also on the bill for the second show was the Keith Hartley Band, Ham, that's a band.
Yeah, okay.
And Swedish band Made in Sweden.
Swedish band, made in Sweden. I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah, that's really original. Yeah.
That took them a long time. So out of all those bands,
Only one prevailed.
we only remember Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. So 2 shows in one day, that was probably profitable for them. We ought to try that. Yeah, doing 2 shows in one. But
That would be, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's a little too much.
So let's do the main event here. What do we got
Okay.
there, Jim?
You want a beer, pal?
Okay, we're going to talk. I'm first going to go over craft beer, which is become huge.
Oh yeah.
And this is one thing I didn't know this, but the first English and Dutch settlers who colonized the New World brought the European art of beer making with them.
Yeah.
So by the mid 1600s, personal and commercial breweries already dotted the colonial American landscape.
They didn't talk about that in 7th grade history as much. But
No.
Go on.
And Dutch colonists found the climate, water, and rich soils of New Amsterdam, soon to be New York,
Yeah.
exceptional for the production of beer. And this was simply a great environment to grow malt and hops. So by the year 1660, historians say at least 26 breweries have been identified on old maps.
Wow, I never would have guessed it was that high in the
Yeah.
mid 1600s.
So now, what are you drinking, Mike? And what's in your cup right now?
Oh, well, I'm not really a connoisseur of beer, so it's actually Keystone Light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like it light. I like everything light.
I'm having a coffee. You know,
I like my
I'm gonna
women
have
light.
I'm gonna have it. So I'm having a Dark Magic.
Dark Magic.
Yeah,
Ooh.
coffee.
Magic.
I would be having a beer,
Yeah.
but I'll have one later.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a friend. You might know him, Al.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
years ago he got me into the IPAs, and I know some people don't like those because they're they have a bitter taste, but it takes a little getting used to.
Right, and Jim, you have up on your office wall here, you have the chart of beer of all kinds, and it's really a genogram. Those of you who are social work majors know the genogram, and it's really a genogram of the family history of beer. And so you've got from the ale, you have the pale ale, and then a subset of that is the India Pale Ale, the IPA.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at all the different types.
Yeah, it's amazing with the all going back to the mom and dad of the ale and the lager.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about, there's some local brewery. I can't say breweries. That's a hard word. Breweries. There's some local breweries in our area, which is we're in right here. We're in Warren County, and some of these are in Hunterdon County. Actually, there's a new one called High Rail in Highbridge, New Jersey. They make their own beers. They got about 8 beers on tap.
Wow. So
they're always making different brews, and I think most of them are the higher alcohol contents.
Right. They're doing more of that lately, I think, just boosting the alcohol in certain ones. Yeah, just to get for variety or to get people drunk quicker.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which, but yeah.
And if you're not too familiar with breweries that make their own beers, or you're more used to going to a restaurant and ordering a beer, but and I'm sure some of you who are listening to this and know your beers, there's a thing called a flight of beers, which is great to try different beers. You get like 5-ounce glasses, and you pick 5 different brews.
Right, and so in the flight, it's great because we had those down at the cidery down in Nelson County, Virginia. You've got smaller quantities, so you can taste more variety, right, with the smaller quantity.
Yeah, Mike's more a hard cider.
That's right.
And there is a hard cider brewery. I'm gonna have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
Called Ironbound Farm, and they make their own hard ciders, and that's here in Asbury, New Jersey. Not Asbury Park, but Asbury, New Jersey, and that is Warren County.
Again, that's the central west New Jersey.
Yeah. And then there's Carton Brewery, which I've had some of their beers, and they're in Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey. I know there's other ones. Those are the 3 that I felt like mentioning. And then there's one in North Carolina. Now, many years ago, my friend Al and I, we went to this brewery called Noda, and that's when they were just starting out.
Wow.
They were in more of the industrial district. They were in a old factory building. They had no food. They would have a food truck outside. that they would, every other day, it would be a different food truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised a couple years ago when I went to an NBA game in Charlotte, and I went over to where they had where they were selling beer, and I saw that what they were selling Noda.
Wow, surprise.
Yeah, but you still can't get it here in New Jersey. But one of my favorite beers it's called Hop, Drop, and Roll.
Interesting.
That's an IPA.
Yeah.
There's another brewery I like. It's called D9. And I started getting into, a couple years ago, these sour beers.
Wow.
They have one that you can get up here called Carnival, and that's in Cornelius, North Carolina. So one of the first beers, IPAs I ever tried was Dale's Pale Ale, and that was they're in Longmont, Colorado. And then they opened a brewery in Brevard, North Carolina, which I've been to. And that is near Asheville.
Right. Quality town there, Asheville. Very eclectic.
And then Austin, Texas, too. So but that you can get, and they were one of the first beers, or the higher alcohol beers, to put it in cans. They actually kind of perfected the insulation of the cans so that you wouldn't get the tint, the taste of the can. The most interesting beer I've had recently is called Half and Half Lemonade Iced Tea IPA.
Wow, I've heard of course, being a cider drinker, I've heard of the hard iced teas, and there's the lemon tea and such, but you're saying this is a brewed with IPA.
Yeah,
it's a mix of flavors.
You do taste the tea and the, not so much the lemonade, but you do taste the tea and the hops. And it's by Evil Twin Brewery in New York. Now, there's one I tried when I went to Canada last summer, and it's called Eye Candy. And that might have been one of the first, or maybe the second sour beers, and that's a Saison beer. That's a different type of beer, 5.8%, and that's by Amsterdam Brewing. That's by Amsterdam Brewing. I can't talk with that.
That's brewing.
Brewing. A lot of
Brewing
in Toronto. And let's see. I was there. Oh, and that was at a place called Score. This is a weird name for a place. Score on King Sports Bar.
Score on King.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's a reference to something in a sports game. But if it was castling, it'd be part of the sport of chess. But it's not castling. It's Score on King.
Or it's a name of a sports team. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that was in Toronto. That was July 2019. And then a week later, I noticed, and I'm going to give a shout out. I don't know who this person is, but I saw this review of this beer. His name's Joe McPhee. He's from Toronto.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe. And on July 29th, 2019, about a week after I had this beer, he writes, bright red pour with a light pink head. The aroma has a soft spiciness and a bit of grassiness. Tart raspberries, fruit, light spice, and soft, spicy quality. There's a bit of black pepper and raspberry seed quality. Now, my taste buds aren't that advanced, but some people can. I'm always amazed that people can taste food or, and pick out exactly what's in it. And he also says there's a bit of fruitiness along with some nice dryness on the back, crisp and fruity. So that beer stood out. We were gone for about 10 days. I think I've tried like 16 different beers, and that one stood out. So that is Eye Candy. And again, I don't think you can get it you can only get it in Canada. But if you do see it, or if you have not tried the sour brews, give it a try. So I came up with a list.
Of what's happening.
Yes. So with there being hop in the IPAs, There are many beers with hop in the title.
Right. So in marketing, you want to grab onto name recognition.
Yeah.
So they're going with hop and just
But I
throwing,
couldn't
throwing it into everything
Yeah,
there.
and I couldn't believe how many there were. I'm sure there's more than this, but I have 50, and I'll go through them real quick here.
Wow. Hit it.
So one I mentioned just now is Hop Drop and Roll. We've got Hop Devil, Hop Hog, Hop Slam Ale, Hop Hunter IPA, Hopsecutioner, I like that. Hop Nosh IPA, Hop Stupid. That must be a high alcohol.
Yeah, it probably is.
Hoppa Yum, Hop IPA, Hopadillo. I like that one.
Oh, yeah.
IPA.
Armadillo area.
Blizzard of Hops. We got Hop Knife, Hop Otten IPA, Be Hoppy, Hop Back Amber Ale. So that's an ale, but it's got hops in it. Pure Hoppiness.
I like that one. That's a good title.
This is a favorite.
Tricera
Hops.
Tricera hops.
Tricera Hops. And
There you
that's
go.
out of Eugene, Oregon.
Probably an old recipe.
Yeah. This one I like. Hop Gun IPA, like Top Gun. Hopaneous Union. Is that how I say it? Hop Rising. Hoppy Birthday. And that's by Alpine Beer Company in Alpine, California. Hop Bullet Double IPA. Hoptimum. Samuel Adams Hopscape. Hop Ranch. Hop Storm IPA. The Shape of Hops to Come.
Oh, yeah.
Hopalicious. We got Hop Hands, Hop Smack, Hop Knot, Hop Hash IPA. I don't know if there's something else in that.
Yeah.
Hoptologist D IPA. From Knee Deep Brewing Company in Auburn, California. Hop Mana IPA.
Oh, Hop Mana. I get it.
Hop Crisis, Hop Rod Rye, Hop Commander, Hop Juice, Hoppus, Hop Sun Summer Wheat Ale, Hop Dang Diggity,
Dag diggity.
Hop Solution Ale. We got Hoppen Beer from Holland, Netherlands.
That's beer spelled B-I-E-R, of course.
Hop Z Autumn IPA. That's from Oregon. Hop Wallop. Hop Side Down. I like that one.
Yeah.
Hoppy Joe.
Yeah.
Hop Art.
Now, one that would be very difficult to say on your third drink, after your third drink, would be Hot Sun Summer Wheat Ale. Hot Sun Summer Wheat Ale.
Hop some summer.
Oh, there's more.
There's two more.
Okay.
Hop Trip and Hop On or Die.
By the Baja California,
Yeah,
Mexico.
Okay. So,
Well, Jim, thanks for sharing that all on beer while I'm drinking my hot cafe.
I thought you were drinking a Yingling.
Hot cafe.
Are you lying to the audience?
No, it's Keystone. Told you it was Keystone. So Keystone.
Speaking
which
of
is
Keystone.
which is exactly what I want to talk about too. Is talking about the 20 greatest cheap American beers, and they're ranked. They're ranked from 20 up to 1.
Okay.
All right, so get ready for this. Number 20, of course, is what I'm drinking right now. And it says here, number 20, Keystone, it takes you back to, quote, that bad night in college, or if not that other bad night in college. And so that's Keystone. Michelob Ultra, coming at number 19.
And these are all cheap.
Yes, this
beers.
is cheap. We go down to as low as 60 cents a can. The article here I'm pulling this from.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, it says if you're going to be drinking all day at the beach, you shouldn't be paying $1 for your beer.
Huh.
Yeah. So we got Budweiser after that, 71 cents a can. Busch comes after that, part of the Anheuser portfolio, Anheuser-Busch. Miller High Life. I always wondered about, what it meant, High Life.
Yeah.
But we got to look into that sometime. It's known as the champagne of beers, Miller High
okay.
Life. Yeah. So if you're looking at your cheap beers and you say, oh, this is the red wine of beers, this one here is the champagne.
Well, say, I don't know, 30 years ago, there weren't the craft beers, so a lot of them were just lagers, so maybe that was the king of the
the king of the lagers. Yeah. That would actually be a pretty good title, King of the Lagers.
Yeah, because back, I don't know, I was watching a movie or something, and the person walked in to the bar and said, "Give me a beer."
Mm-hmm. Give me a beer.
You know?
Yeah.
Now they'll ask you what. There's so many different kinds.
We ought to try that. Go in and say, "Give me a beer," and they're like, "What?" I just need a beer. Any beer. Well, what kind would you like? Just a beer. Yeah. Miller. Let's see. After Miller High Life is Miller Lite. You know, it's talking about how it is and always will be the anti-Bud Light. So, you know, it's kind of a battle from Miller Lite and Bud Light. Natural Bohemian is next. It's called a Natty Boh. So, is it natty or naughty? I don't know. Naughty would probably work better. But it's a Naughty Boh. Give me a Naughty Boh. And that's all the way up to 75 cents a can. Look out. The next one, number 12, heading towards 1, is Bud Light Lime. I was actually enthused when this came out because not being a true beer drinker, liking ciders and iced tea a little bit more, it tasted good to me. I like the lime in it.
I like the Bud Light Lime, like if I'm at a baseball game, like a minor league game. I know they have that, and because I really don't like, you know, Bud or the cheaper beers, but, you know, the lime, you know, gives it a little zing. Yeah.
Somebody once said that it was a brilliant marketing move by Budweiser to say that lime-flavored water that slowly gets you drunk is their goal. Nice. So the next one's hard to pronounce. Narragansett.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's number 11.
Ooh, this is our most expensive beer on the list. You're up to 92 cents a can. The Rhode Island beer's claim to fame is being the beer of choice of Quint from the 1975 movie Jaws. Okay. So, you know, it got some product placement back in 75.
And now it's gone back into obscurity.
Yeah, sure is. Narragansett. Schlitz. I don't know if it's Schlitz malt liquor.
It's number 10.
Yeah, number 10. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's the bastard child of the beer brand.
Nice.
There it is. Grain Belt. This is actually a title, the name of a beer. It's called Grain Belt.
Huh.
You know, you can't get more descriptive of a drink made from grain to call it Grain Belt. Schaefer. I don't know. I'm wondering if Schaefer actually comes from the area we're living in here in Lehigh Valley and into New Jersey. It said that it was huge in Puerto Rico for decades. And
well, wasn't there, going back like Schlitz, wasn't there Schmitz too?
There was a Schmitz.
Because I always got them. I'm sure they were pretty much the same.
There was so many out there. You know, one that's not on this, you mentioned Schlitz and Schmitz. There was Esslinger and Erlanger.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know, I have some fond memories of being 16. Did I say 16? No, 60. 16. No, I can't. I probably can't really tell that story with the age in there. Next up, we have Coors Light, part of the Big Three, and so they're wondering if maybe it was all those cool temperature-based color-changing cans. You know, I don't know. They did that with Coors Light.
Coors Light is still pretty big.
I know a beer drinker, talking to her down in Virginia. Coors Light is her thing. She can get offered all the other kinds, but she drinks Coors Light. It's very interesting. Next up, number 6 is Milwaukee's Best. Yeah. Our friend Keith knows a lot about Milwaukee's Best. Yep.
And so it comes in at 58 cents a can.
Ooh, wait, that's
premium, though.
That's almost the cheapest, right? That's almost, yeah. So Bud Light is next. It's the Light King of beers, yeah. And this record here claims that it is ubiquitous and flavorful as water, but it's just as refreshing. Number 4, Rolling Rock. This one made famous in our area by, again, our friend Keith. His dad would drink Rolling Rock like it was water.
I will drink Rolling Rock over any of these, except the next one. Okay. They're pretty close, but as far as a cheap beer, if there was Bud and Rolling Rock, I would definitely go. I like Rolling Rock in the summer.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, what you look for too is no aftertaste. You know, you drink. You know, and these are really light, and if you're used to drinking the IPAs,
right?
I could probably drink 12 of those and just get a buzz.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that I'm drinking 12 of them, but
Not tonight.
and we're not condoning drinking.
Yes, we are.
So-
We're just talking about it.
Yes, we're just talking.
So the next one, number 3, is Yingling. I have my own theory about how Yingling got popular, but it here says that it's the beer that you'll find craft lovers drinking when no one is looking. Thought that was interesting.
And I think it's one of the oldest beers.
Yeah. Well-
Now it's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Now, Yingling, both of those words, Ying and Ling, are Chinese. And so I think they really took this, it's great marketing to have a name like Yingling and not like Pabst or Bud or Milwaukee's Best. Because people who are new at drinking, they're just starting, they see that and they think it's a high quality beer and like, oh my God, you only want $2 for this, you know? So at the bar. So I think it's a great promotional to have a name Yingling.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure the origin of that. We'll have to look that up as well. Number 2, the ultimate hipster beer is Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I can't believe it's still around. But
Some people might actually call it PBR. Give me a PBR. You know, maybe they're just too lazy to say Pabst Blue Ribbon. You know, you know, PBR. You could be saying anything at the bar when it's really loud. You know.
yeah, you get a peanut butter and radish sandwich or something.
Rutabaga. Yeah. So it called itself the working man's beer.
Human hair.
There is no human hair.
Okay.
You didn't hear that.
Okay. I was shocked at number 1 because I don't know unless this is the full name of the beer.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of
Drum roll, please.
Coors Banquet.
Coors Banquet. Yes.
Have you ever heard of Coors Banquet?
I don't think I ever had one. I don't think I ever imbibed. But Coors Banquet.
But isn't there Coors and then Coors Light? I didn't know there was a Coors Banquet.
Again, I think it's the marketing thing where you throw banquet or you just throw Yingling on it, and people think that it's more prestigious. Banquet, you know.
But this is a list from 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a list from 30 years ago. It's like I've never seen Coors Banquet. Now I'm gonna have to look for it. But.
You know what? Coors, they opened a huge plant down in Virginia, but they're known and they do all their marketing from out in Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain. All the Rocky Mountain pictures and everything. So I'm thinking that the other half of the country knows Banquet like we know Bud Light.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah. So Coors Banquet gets the number 1 with an average price of 78 cents. Our lowest one being Rolling
I would
Rock.
put Labatt's Ice on there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When I lived in Pennsylvania, my neighbor across the street, he would always be drinking the Labatt's Ice. Came in a black can. It was I think it was 24 ounce, you know, tall boy. And it was the highest alcohol cheap beer. It's 6%.
Wow.
And you would get 6 of the doubles it would be a case for $12.
Wow.
And it would, you know,
strong beer.
Yeah. And he never liked the IPAs. I tried to get him into them, and then until after I moved away, I found out now he loves the IPAs.
Yeah.
So.
Back just to close the beer segment, I think here.
Well, I have one more.
Okay. So the Erlanger Esslinger, it was one of those two, and it was decades ago, actually, a long time ago. But I was on my 3rd one or 4th, I can't remember. But I thought maybe something was wrong, that maybe somebody was messing with me. I thought maybe there was some water in there, some flavored water or something. Yeah. Some of these can be really low alcohol content.
Yeah. So let's see here. I got one more thing. Okay. So last thing, this is the last thing on beer, and I'm going to try and make it kind of quick. But I paired up different drinks.
Like a fine restaurant, pairing up for you.
And not necessarily, they're not just beer, but alcoholic beverage to different genres of music. So the first one is country music. And now I think you should be drinking a Pabst Blue Ribbon or a Miller Lite or bacon grease. I know that's not...
if you chill it.
Actually,
if you chill it, you could spoon it out. Yeah.
Or you put the bacon grease in the beer. Okay.
Yeah.
Rock music, like I think it should be like pop rock should be a light lager. It could even be I'd say light lager to IPA, so basically any type of beer in between. Okay. A good IPA should be like progressive rock. Okay. And a Pilsner or a Rolling Rock would be like classic rock.
There you go.
Okay. Punk, we need a double IPA for this. Okay.
For the pain.
Now, double IPA is usually we're in the 9%, 10% range of alcohol.
Yeah, just go for it. Don't fool around.
Just go for it till you pass out.
Yeah, take it with the shot.
Yeah. Heavy metal, you're going to be drinking Hennessy, cognac, or brandy. Actually, Hennessy's cognac. I'm sorry. So it's something like that. Hardcore, you're going to be drinking vodka. Okay. You want something hard. Now, classical music.
I think our listeners are able.
You're
going to
have
guess
a nice wine, Pinot Noir, Sauvignon Blanc.
The wine of your choice.
Yeah. Now, rap, you're at the Labatt's Ice.
Well, why not?
Or you can have some Champipple.
Champipple?
Yeah. Now, have you ever heard of Champipple?
No.
Okay.
Champipple.
Now, Champipple, it's a mixture of champagne and ginger ale.
Oh, yeah.
And Ripple, which I don't, not even sure if they make Ripple anymore. Now, it was first mentioned on an episode of Sanford and Son.
Oh.
Okay. Wow. And I actually have the title of the episode if you want to check it. It's called Fred and Carol and Fred and Donna. Okay.
Champipple.
In which Red Fox says he has a mixture of ginger ale and Ripple. It was mentioned later in the episode Superflyer, in which they decide to get champagne, not ginger ale, because they are on a plane flying first class, and Red Fox also wants some Ripple to mix with it. And that's where he saying they could call it Champipple.
There you go.
So that's champagne and Ripple. Let's see.
On that topic right there, I once was living in Hong Kong, and they wanted me to do some karaoke. So before the karaoke, they offered me a strange drink that I had never had before. Okay. So it was cream soda, as in cream soda pop, and San Miguel beer. Okay. And they mixed it half and half. And it's a really low alcohol sweet drink. So it reminds me of the ginger ale.
Now a little bit about Ripple. Ripple wine was a popular wine in the 60s and 70s. It was produced by E&J Gallo Winery as a low-end wine with a high alcohol content. And Ripple wine was a fermented juice with added flavors, colors, and sugars. And brandy was typically added as a preservative and sweetener. I don't know. That doesn't sound good.
Put the brandy in as
Yeah.
To boost the alcohol and preserve it.
Okay, so next up we have the blues, and I'm thinking pretty much bourbon, bourbon on the rocks, maybe Old Granddad. Now this is kind of a genre, I guess, Swedish music.
If you've been to Sweden, then you would propose that.
Now you're gonna drink mead, which is apropos.
Do they still make it?
Yes.
They do. I had no idea.
I was in Sweden, Stockholm, a couple years ago, and I actually had mead at this Viking restaurant. It's an alcoholic beverage created by fermenting honey with water, and sometimes with various fruits, spices, grains, or hops. And the alcohol content ranges from about 3.5 to more than 20%. So you really want to...
Pretty broad there, yeah.
Now, I actually saw at one of the local beer stores, I saw they had mead. So I might be buying it soon and listen to some ABBA. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, electronic music. Okay, I don't know. I picked vodka again. Jazz. We got some hard cider.
There it is
for jazz.
Love it.
Now, lounge crooner kind of music. You want a classic martini with that.
Shaken or stirred.
Now, no offense, I do like new wave, but you want a fruity IPA for new wave.
I get it. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
And then
Sweet.
Alternative, you want a Saison. Okay. And that's a beer from the Belgian province of Hainaut. So I won't go into that, but you can look up Saison beers.
Very interesting.
So there we go. So that kind of ends that's our beer segment.
Jim, thanks for sharing your expertise on that. I've learned so much.
I'm an expert at nothing. I make it up as I go along.
All right. Ending the brewery. All right, Jim. So our last segment here is where we're looking at
The good, the bad, and the guilty.
so songs that we think are pretty good. Typically, more recent songs, and then bad, and then stuff that is a guilty pleasure. Looking at first, something good that I found is from 2018. It is "Guiding Light" by Mumford & Sons.
Oh,
the album's Delta, and it's got some other great songs. I love the song "Beloved." Just rhythmic, flowing, and it asks the question, what is my guiding light? It's a really good, sitting in the living room armchair, just relaxing. It's a great album. Some of the lyrics.
Is that a newer album?
Yeah, 2018. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And because it says "'cause even when there is no star in sight, you'll always be my only guiding light." And if we come back and we're broken, unworthy and ashamed, give us something to believe in, and we'll go your way. So it's just a real positive, introspective, but positive song. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's my good choice.
So my good is The Weaklings, and they're from New Jersey.
Yeah.
And they put out their third album recently called 3. Mm-hmm. So their first one was just self-titled, and the second was Studio 2, and 3 is 3, and the song is 3 that I like. Now the intro to this song it's a 60s kind of vibe, and all their albums are obscure Beatles songs that were not recorded by the Beatles. They were written, but they were never recorded. And then the other half, or most of the half, is their own song. So this is one of their own. This has a total Beatlesque 60s. We actually heard this song at a concert last year,
right
before the album came out. And I remember this song because I hadn't heard it before, and I really liked it. So that was a good thing. And I have permission from Mr. Glenn Burtnick, and he is Lefty Weakling in the band. He plays bass. He was also in the band Styx for a little while, and the original Beatlemania. So anyway, he gave me permission to play part of this song. So I'm going to play the beginning of the song, and this is 3, and this is what I think is really good. I really love this song. So here we go. So that's my good, and I think the song is probably you can hear it's basically about this guy's obsessed by this woman who's pretty good looking, and I think maybe a little bit out of his league, and just keeps ignoring him, breaking his heart, but maybe someone he could never approach, never even have a relationship with. That's my good. So next up we have
the bad. All right, bad. I went to the top 100 most played songs in Apple. I did find that only 18 of the 100 did not have the E for explicit. So, you've got quite a bit there to choose from. And I chose a song, and that is Bad Guy by Billie Eilish.
What?
Yes.
How could you?
Yes, this is how I could.
Everybody loves that song.
Yeah, they do.
How could you not like that song?
They do. I noticed everybody loved the song when I watched the Grammys about 3 weeks ago. And I was channel surfing, and I came upon the Grammys, and there was a standing ovation for Billie Eilish. And so I I chose this song. It's from the album When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Which is, thought-provoking and all. Mm-hmm. But I see it more as a novelty song. I probably could have even chose some that were worse. I tried to like the song. I gave it a chance.
There's not a lot of... I have to agree. There's not a lot of meat to the song.
No. And the lyrics are bizarre, but, I wouldn't dislike the song for that reason. It, of course, is recorded well and produced well.
Yeah.
She won at the Grammys 5. All right, let me list them. She got a Record of the Year, which includes the artist, the engineer, the mixer. Mm-hmm. She got Album of the Year for When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Song of the Year, along with Phineas O'Connell, her brother, is that right?
Yes,
yep.
Yes.
So, new Best Artist, okay?
Yeah.
And then Best Pop Vocal Album. So, I can see, with being new, I believe she's 18, I can see, being Best New Artist, but I really don't think that this song warrants 5 Grammys.
I agree based on that song.
Yeah.
I've seen other songs of her, or even like her and her brother
live performance
at the piano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she can sing,
mm-hmm.
but this song.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't.
So there is better, and so I should educate myself. I'm going to try to bring this out of the bad column. It did have a fake ending, which I thought was really interesting. Have you recall that? About 3/4, it just stops and then it cuts into something different, mm-hmm. and then back in and it ends quickly. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I like the fake ending.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it. I got one last thing to say about this, and that is, duh, duh.
So my bad is. It is a rap song. I'm sorry.
I'm shocked. Honestly,
apologize.
Jim, I am shocked.
It's Roddy Ricch, and that's with 2 C's. He's that rich. And it's called The Box. Now, besides this song being pretty bad, sounding like everything else.
I wish we could play it, but you don't know him personally.
It's like a beat. And actually, this song is unique because it has a sound effect of someone washing a window. It's like something like that, and it's been made fun of too on TikTok.
But it's rhythmic, The wipers are rhythmic. You've got a good steady beat with windshield wipers.
Yeah, mm-hmm. one of the popular apps, TikTok. Mm-hmm. I saw a video. Guy's knocking on the door. It says recording, I think, and he opens the door, and some guy's washing the window, and it's the beginning of the song.
Right.
But even the lyrics, busting out the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box. Okay, I could see, and he's not saying stick. I just hit a lick. Maybe it's a beatbox. Had to put the stick in a box. Pour up the whole damn seal. I'ma get lazy. And then we have the N word mm-hmm. For about 10 times in the chorus. Mm-hmm. And then the sound, like I said, in the background. Mm-hmm. And now these are some comments from YouTube. Okay.
This is going to be good.
Made it a minute and I'll never get the... Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense either, but okay. Made it a minute means I listened to it for a minute and I'll never get those brain cells back. Damn, if wiping a window is a beat, imagine all the other beats there can be. When he said, I'ma get lazy, I felt that. This song makes me want to break into someone's house and install a security system. Now,
that's probably from the video with going in the door.
So that's my bad. Check it out. You got Roddy Ricch, The Box, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. Mm-hmm. But the worst thing is this song got to number 1 on downloads, like streams on iTunes.
Who are these people?
So that's why they call it popular music. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Well, I'm going to guilty. Okay. What we have here with the good, the bad, the guilty. Guilty is ones that behind closed doors when you're not there, Jim.
Yes.
I'm pleasing myself with this, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay. That's a little private matter, but no, these are, and I just want to elaborate that these are songs in the summer when you have the windows rolled down in your car, you don't want to be blasting. These are songs, could have you just like something. It doesn't necessarily have to be the greatest song in the world, but there's a melody, a hook.
Right. It's a feel good song and one that you don't get tired of. So I chose Look What I Found by Stefani Joanne Giramata, known as Lady Gaga. So this is track number 20 on the soundtrack to A Star Is Born.
Okay.
There's 34 tracks on there, including some dialogues, and this is number 20. And this is, I believe, when in the movie Ally is becoming her own star. And it's just an amazing song. It's simple. Look What I Found is the title, and the answer is Somebody Who Loves Me. Just love it. Don't get tired of it. Other great songs on this soundtrack are Shallow, of course.
I love Shallow.
Shallow is
I'm going to make a confession.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
I can't.
I'm listening.
Maybe
Jim.
now, but when the movie came out, whenever I heard the song "Shallow," I tear up. I have no idea what it is, and I think it's because of the movie, because of the relationship between the two of them.
And don't tell the.
I'm tearing up now.
Don't.
It's something about
get my
it.
paper wet here.
Yeah. No, I love "Shallow," and I don't know why I don't know the song that is your guilty, because I have that soundtrack, but I guess I didn't.
Yeah, and so it's real upbeat and
again, what's the
playful.
song called again?
It's called "Look What I Found."
Okay.
Yep. And some of the lyrics: "I'm alone in my house. I'm out on the town." It's just it's Ally, the character, getting popular and starting her songwriting career. But you've got "Shallow," but you've got 4 other excellent songs. You've got "Always Remember Us This Way." That got some airplay, I thought. La Vie en Rose, and that is where one of the early scenes where he goes to the bar, and she the bar she is singing, and she's up on the bar and everything, and she sings there in front of him, and it's a song in French. I'll Never Love Again, I think is the closing song, and you already probably know the story about that, where she was recording that. She heard of a death of her friend.
Yes.
Yeah. And
well, she actually went during the film. She went to the hospital.
Yeah, she went to the
by
hospital.
the time she got to the hospital, right after her friend passed away.
Right, and she came.
Yeah. So she brought that.
She came back and recorded and worked after that.
Yeah.
So she says that's really special. But you know what? Just a Bradley Cooper on his guitar. Maybe It's Time. If you don't know it, look it up. It is a great song. It's stripped down. It's him and his guitar, and I believe it's what he played in the bar. When the drag queens were saying "Play us something," and it's a beautiful song. Beautiful. So that the whole album is my guilty pleasure. But Look What I Found is what I chose. What do you got, Jim?
So my guilty, and again, like Mike just said, that whole album. Mine more is this whole person,
head to toe. No, I'm kidding.
I discovered her a couple years ago. She's been around longer than that, but her name is Sarah Shook. And the Disarmers, which is her band. Now, this is under the genre Americana, but it's really country.
I've heard it. The twangs and the way
now,
it
I'm not a
runs.
huge fan of country, except like Johnny Cash, the older country.
But we talked about this before. It doesn't match the new country. This is more authentic country.
This has more. She has an angst. There's a video, her just sitting on a porch, picking up her guitar, and just a scowl on her face. She's
not smiling, no.
And she's kind of skinny, long hair. She looks a little strung out. And most of the songs are about whiskey, smoking cigarettes, just love gone wrong. One I like in particular is called Dwight Yoakam. Now, most of the songs she's talking about a relationship with a man. This is obviously about a woman, because it starts out, I'm drinking water tonight because I drank all the whiskey this morning. Okay. And then drank the whiskey this morning because my baby, she ain't coming home. So there's the she. Now the video, you see bottles of whiskey lined up along the hallway.
Empty Jack Daniels. I think there's about 30 of them or 40.
Yeah. So this is about a significant other maybe that met a guy in a bar who looks like Dwight Yoakam. And I don't know, something about this song. It's a slow song, and it is definitely country sounding. But when the line where she says, and he sings just like Dwight Yoakam, when she says he sings, she almost does a yodel, which Dwight Yoakam does.
That's right.
So that's a little ode to Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't know. I mostly, I guess, started liking her because of the videos, but I would love to see her. It's just something different. I don't know what it is, but so Sarah Shook and the Disarmers, that's my guilty pleasure. And mainly because I particularly don't like the twangy country, but I like the whole package.
Yeah, it's her persona. It's how she brings that classic country out.
And the lyrics are kind of interesting. I mean, some of her other songs are better than this one.
All right, we want to thank everybody for listening, and until next time.
Until next time, thanks for listening.
All right, thank you.
Okay, until you hear us again.
All right.
Today's show was produced and edited by Jim Thatcher and Mike Rush. You can find Jim and Mike Talk on iTunes, Spotify, IHeart Radio, Stitcher, and their host site, Podbean.
Intro and exit music by the band 99%. The Weakling song 3, used with permission from Glenn Burtnick.
I like my women